distract you.
I know. I am cursed. This is gonna be cursed. That's why we check and double check and triple check though when we're going, and then we check again once it started. Hello everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder videos, and at tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to Patron D&D, where platinum level patrons and I get together to play Dungeons & Dragons via Discord and Roll20. These sessions are entirely supported by patrons of patreon.com/roguewatson. Patrons also get exclusive access to private videos, custom 5e content, and participate in monthly DM roundtables and these patron D&D games. These games are not live streamed, but are recorded for your viewing pleasure. You can watch more D&D sessions, reviews, and crafting streams on the channel, read recaps at roguewatson.com, and listen to all of these shows with the Rogue Watson podcast, available wherever you get your podcast. You can join our official Discord server with invite link into the description below. Our music is by Kevin MacLeod, and our amazing original character art was done by Jimmy McClure. Welcome to Chapter 4, Episode 5 of our Empire of the Ghouls campaign, designed by Richard Green and published by Kobold Press. This session, I am joined by patrons Brandon, playing Bahn, the Kobold Bard College of Whispers.
Hey there.
Christopher, playing Rye, the Shadow Fae Black Powder Sorcerer.
Hello.
Corey, playing Lucian, the dhampir Clockwork Soul Sorcerer.
Hello.
Dory, playing Io, the gearforged Circle of the Moon Druid.
Hello.
And special guest, whom you may recognize, Mr. Whiskey Pants himself, Chris, joining us for this session as Rackish Mons, a half-elf Way of Mercy monk.
Hello! Spilled whiskey all over my pants. Sure did.
Previously on, we love him, Empire of the Ghouls. And thank you so much for coming on for this episode. While following up on leads in their investigation of the grand necropolis of Suwal, the party was attacked by a violent sandstorm and a pair of sand-powered undead. After the battle, they continued on to visit the matriarch, who had left her undead mate Sajil in charge of their brood of gypso-sphinxes. Sajil revealed that he felt a dark pull coming from the citizens' graves area, and a call to violence against the living. In deference to the matriarch, he has resisted this call, but the party didn't waste any time hurrying to take their leave. They rushed to the citizens' graves, where they were immediately ambushed by a trio of spellcasting ghouls. These ghouls threw out powerful blasts of arcane and elemental energy, forcing the party to scatter. The party fought back by focusing on one attacker at a time, but Bahn was left undefended, and the kobold was nearly killed by a ghoul's vicious claws. The party found a note written by a recently freed ghoul king, urging his fellow loyalists to meet him beneath the House of Elia. Snips recalled the name of the prominent merchant family, and the party soon located the Elia family crypt, the oldest mausoleum in the area. He also recalled a legend of a trapped evil that dwells within. The crypt is open and empty, save for a large jackal-headed statue. The party soon found a lever and pulled it, revealing a set of stairs that descended below. We'll get our establishing shot first. We will look at the necropolis again. By the way, I do have new art for Amit's character Snips, but I didn't want to reveal it on a session that he wasn't going to be here for, so we will see that next time, but it is glorious, another Jimmy McClure original. So now we are going to descend. However, right before you all decide to go down, a new person comes stumbling into the crypt. What does this person look like?
This person is. Let me look at the picture again. My picture. Youngish. I believe in this universe they're called elf-marked half-elves. Is that right?
I think that's correct. Yes.
Okay. A youngish, although I suppose it's hard to tell with elves. Elf-marked, white hair, blue eyes, dressed in brightly colored robes, comes stumbling down the stairs and looks at you all. Oh, whoa, you guys have some like crazy energy, but you're not like with the undead up there, right? Because they are not cool.
Bahn is gonna hate this. Also, I feel like we should do a precursor to this and mention the fact that Bahn is a complete asshole of a player character. Brandon is obviously a total sweetheart, but our resident kobold is a cantankerous jackass whom we all love.
Mm-hmm.
Right there's the bottom. Like, get a load of this guy.
Yeah, he like slowly like just looks over his shoulder after pulling the lever.
Actually pulls a lever, and then this guy walks in. You're like, "Oh wow, is that it?"
Yeah. Do we keep getting more
All right,
allies?
summons
We keep
this guy.
pulling
Okay.
these levers?
What if I do it again? Like, will it get another one?
It's a slot machine.
I assume you guys are like not like hostile, right? You don't
Roll for
strike
initiative.
me. Yeah. You don't strike me as like the hostile type, even though, this guy's giving me a bit of side eye, and this guy has got some real dark energy coming off him.
Guns.
And Rackish, what you see is like I mentioned, a very cantankerous but well-dressed kobold. A Shadow Fae elf who's got kind of a... do you keep guns like at holsters?
Yeah.
Or are they just always floating around you?
No, I have to do that with the mage hand thing, but they're holstered. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Okay.
With a musket on my back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Serious
my
armaments.
my fingertips look burnt. Looks like char on my face a little bit.
Okay.
You see a gearforged decked out in flowers.
Yeah. Okay. That's the pink. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yep, and my skin is actually like a rose gold hued metal.
Ooh, nice.
And then a disturbingly pale man who gives you a little bit of unease, although he doesn't necessarily look too foreboding. Or maybe he does. How do you feel, Lucian?
No, I think he likes to keep 1 foot more into the living side of things.
Yeah. Not as scary as Alaric.
Yeah.
For sure puts on.
Yeah,
So, like,
he kind of downplays that side of himself.
you're not dead, right?
No, man, I'm very alive. Like, in a real sense,
Oh my god. Can we like just move forward?
Why are you here?
This is what was the name of the place?
The city nearby is Sual, and this is a huge necropolis.
Okay. This is Sual, right? Like this place, the ancient city. This place has a lot of like ancient spiritual energy, man. And like and I had been feeling like unaligned lately. And some of my brothers back at the monastery suggested like a spiritual journey to a place with lots of spiritual energy. So that's what I'm doing here. But it's not as cool as I thought it was going to be, because like there's undead out there and stuff, and that I didn't know about.
Yeah, this place
Well, there's-
sucks.
It was not on the brochure.
It's right
There's
outside.
probably a lot of undead down those stairs. Are you sure you want to go down there with us?
No, but like I'd rather hang out with people who are like alive and aren't trying to kill me. I'll be honest. I may be a little lost too, so I kind of feel like I need to find somebody and like stick with them a little bit.
You want to go first?
I feel like if I was playing this character, you would all be rolling insight against me right now. They'd be like, what is this guy's deal? I just stumbled in. I want to hang out with you guys. There's nothing suspect about
That was
that.
actually going to be my next question.
What is this guy's deal? Yeah, currently you guys are still on the top level, so you just you could walk into this open area, and then and Rackish, what you see is the only real thing it's pretty empty in here. There's pillars, but otherwise there's nothing really of note except for this giant, very prominent jackal-headed humanoid statue sitting in a chair, and it has been shifted to the side. You weren't here to witness that, but that was the lever being pulled, which I think was like his toe or something. And the entire thing has shifted to the side and revealed a set of stairs going down.
Okay. I gave you no prep on this, but based on the fact that my character was literally coming to this place specifically for whatever religion is in this place.
Okay.
Might he have some idea of what that statue is? Or is it like so ancient that like nobody knows?
Yeah, you would definitely know if that's part of your shtick. Perhaps without even doing a religion check. You would know that is the a pretty common symbol for Anu Akma. I will type that into the chat. Who is the Lord of the Dead, basically.
Okay.
Kind of guardian of dead and used commonly in burial sites and rituals and all that. Did I spell that right? Anu Ak. It's not Akama, sorry. Let me spell it. Anu
Akma.
There we go, that's right.
Plus, my new friends, like, that's Anu Akma, god of the dead of this place. Like, that's who I'm here to find, commune with, you know? So you guys are going down there, that seems to be where I need to be going too.
All after you.
Before he does that, though, he will walk
red
up.
shirt energy all over him.
Yeah.
Get your
You're only going to be around for one episode. You're a guest star. You know?
And guest starring. He's not going to survive at the end of the night.
He will walk up to, is it Io? Is that the name of the character?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He will walk up to Io and like, as he's walking up, he'll pull out his quarterstaff and spin it. And as he spins it, little flower petals and little bits of flowers fly out of it, and he puts it in front of him and says, I like your vibe, lady. That's real cool. You like my staff?
Right? If there's a misfire, I won't say anything.
I will actually take my quarterstaff and I will spin it to match, and my quarterstaff will actually do a bird song in response to your flowers.
That's wild. Man, yeah, we could vibe on this later when we're not in such like a downer place.
Is this a magic staff?
It is. It's a staff
of course, we went over all of your magic items before tonight.
It is a staff of flowers. I actually combined. You let me take a minor item and a +1 weapon, and I actually combined them into one thing. I hope that's okay. It's a staff of flowers. It's also a +1 quarterstaff.
All right, that's good. That works. Magic staff.
Yep.
I will look at Rackish and say, Bahn is actually our most valiant warrior. You should stay behind him.
He looks foreboding. For real. Yeah, okay.
Very.
Hey man, you look tough, yeah?
But, like,
By the way, Bahn still has a broken leg from the last battle.
yeah, he does.
Has a lingering injury.
He gets a little like taller, stands as much as he can, and he goes, I will cut you.
Comes up to about your midsection.
Oh man.
No need for that, man. No need for violence. We're all cool. I'm just gonna back up now.
But we can't send Bahn first.
I
No,
would
Bahn starts walking down the
actually-
stairs. Yeah, like
Well,
he's gonna start like hobbling.
Hobbling down the stairs, yeah.
He's gonna
Is
try
your
to-
broken leg a lingering injury? Is that what it
Yeah,
is? Oh, okay.
I only went down like 3 times last session.
Bahn has a negative constitution modifier, and he's Brandon is trying to determine how long he can survive in this campaign, which so far so good, but he definitely has the record for going down.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I forget. Are there? Do you have the house rules about lingering injuries?
I sure do.
Okay, which I believe is people can.
Oh, do you want to try to heal him?
I mean, I'm good at it.
You gotta convince Bahn to let him
Yeah.
let you touch him.
Touch
He's
him.
on the
Miyagi
first
with
path.
it.
He hasn't made it very far. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, man, your leg looks a little misaligned. You know, I got some like acupuncture needles that like you give me like 5 minutes. I'll put those things in there, do a little deep tissue massage, and that leg will be like good as new. You know, if you haven't experienced like real acupuncture from like a person who knows what they're doing, like you don't have no idea.
I don't know how Bahn would respond to that.
Seething rage.
Yeah, like this, almost surprised, like, and he looks at everybody else for a second. Has anybody else like made a step toward the stairs or anything? Is anybody trying to? You're starting to make your way.
I wanted to like listen and look down there before we just went into the abyss, but
If you start peering, I'll say you got 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes, man. Never done acupuncture on that kind of a time frame before, but you know, I'll try it.
And he'll just like sit down where he's at on the top of the steps.
Okay. What
Can-
do I need to do again? What is
can
it?
you see all the stuff that is in the journal in terms of if it says like what can you see right now?
The journal? Like the actual handout? I see your house rules, party loot, journal.
Is house rules a folder or is it just a handout?
It's a folder. Yeah.
All right, open that folder out. There should be
Okay.
a lingering injuries one for you.
Lingering injuries. Okay.
There you go. Okay.
Are
Are you trying to do the medicine check? Is that what it is?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yep. It's a DC 20, assuming you got a healer's kit. And yeah, you can attempt a medicine check. Now you
Okay.
are a kind of monk. Does that help you, or are you just really good at medicine?
Not really. I do have
actually-
like healing stuff as part of my monk. I'm a Way of Mercy monk, which
Yeah.
does give you some healing stuff, but not specifically for lingering injuries. I mean, lingering injuries aren't a fictional thing, so
Right.
um,
Well, no
I could-
pressure, but
I could do some acupuncture on him and heal him, but that doesn't get rid of his thing. So I think it's just a check.
just a medicine check.
All right, he will pull out some like acupuncture needles and just poke them into your leg, Bahn, and then he'll sort of start massaging it, like rolling the palms of his hands up your leg. And
He's so old. It's so good. That's so weird for him.
where is there it is?
Would you say the bone in his leg is a
23.
is an object?
23.
Wow. Yeah, that is
Okay.
impressive, Bahn. This is the best. Whether or not you want to show it, this is
Yeah.
like the best
Yeah.
feeling you've had.
Like halfway through, he starts just being like, oh wow.
Yeah, man, we're just like clearing up the blood flow, you know? That's all you needed.
This is like, I'm like 50 years old. I feel so spry.
And you have officially cured his lingering injury with a simple acupuncture.
I will give Rackish 10 gold pieces.
Oh no, man. That would be like against my ideologies, you know? You keep your money. You give me gratitude. That's what I feed off of.
I'd rather give you 20.
What he can get is inspiration.
I feel like Io would pass out at the sight of seeing Bahn give money to anyone and fall down the stairs.
that wasn't a small business venture or something.
Roll down the stairs.
Roll down. Just cartoon Brentful. Io, the stone stairs have seen little use in recent years and have begun to crumble. So you actually kind of have to watch your footing as you go down, walking very carefully. The cold walls of the stairwell are smooth, except for etchings of jackals appearing about every 20 feet in different kinds of designs. And any light from the world above fades, and dust and sand hang in the stale air until it opens up into a modest, pretty tiny chamber with smooth interlocking sandstone bricks forming the walls of the room, while the floor is covered in a fine golden sand. The face of a stone jackal protrudes from the north wall, while the west wall has been intricately carved with images of jackals surrounding a humanoid figure with a jackal head. Really like the whole jackal motif here.
Feeling it.
Yeah.
Feeling it.
It was dark, but then as you look around, you note that there is a flickering, looks like a magical blue flame that gives off no heat. And you would recognize, and really everybody would probably recognize that as a continual flame spell. And you can tell just by looking at it, it's been around for a while, and it's even like dimmed somewhat. But it is still providing some light. Presume the rest of you, after Bahn's little episode, are going to be following behind. But it's a very, very tiny room. The only things that you note is the stone jackal face on the north wall, and then the west wall has images of jackals, which Io, you can now look like they're the same ones that were etched on the stairwell.
Okay.
There appear to be no exits in this room.
Can I just do a cursory check for anything that might imply like trap or anything on the floor as we're like about to enter this room?
Yes. Give me an investigation check.
Nope.
Pretty hard to tell, but I will say that you haven't been able to notice anything specific, but your passive perception can easily, and Rackish's too, actually, I did check everybody's passive perception. Your passive perceptions can tell that there are subtle kind of door-shaped outlines. There's one to the east and one to the north, kind of on the west side. But your investigation turns up no mechanisms for opening them.
I definitely would point them out to the rest of the group.
Do you just like touch it? Go touch it.
DM loves it when I say
Okay.
that.
Maybe it's like a
Just touch it.
automatic door.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will go to the one. Which one is closer to me? The one on the east or the
You're kind of
western side?
equidistant to them right here.
Okay.
I guess east would be closest because of
Okay.
people around you.
Okay. Are either of those doors in a proximity to like the master like image with the person with the jackal head and those surrounding? Does there seem to be any rhyme or reason to where their doors are placed?
Perhaps with a better investigation check. You might need to involve some of the rest of the party in this. But you can place a hand on like the nearest space where you think, just kind of blindly try, and you're not getting anything. you're pretty sure what you can see is kind of like, and now the optical illusion is kind of, you can see it in your mind where it's like, all right, this looks like the outline of where a door would be.
With the continual flame spells, did you say they're in torches? Like, is it something that can be removed?
It doesn't appear to be, actually. Looks like they're
Okay.
just kind of hanging like on the wall, just glowing by themselves.
Okay. Vaughn will walk up and try to look a little closer at it.
Hmm. Not so much for the 8. These are not some good rolls.
Mm.
Well, time to leave.
We checked it out.
Empty room. Time to go.
I think I would ask someone to look at the mural and then see if they could figure out something regarding the mural and the doors. And then just keep kind of looking around aimlessly. Rye, Lucian, Rackish. I would just draw, everybody's attention to that.
Yeah.
Could I?
Good.
Could I maybe do another religion check on this mural to see if I can parse any of the information out on what we're looking at?
Yeah, give me a religion check.
I would like to give. Well,
Are you gonna give me something?
Bardic inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Bardic inspiration. You don't know how rare this is. He does not. He doesn't give those out too often.
I just fixed his leg. I got.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's new best
He's
friend.
gonna follow you around like a puppy.
Ron's like, who are you?
Rackish, you would know that jackals are kind of the official mascot of Anu Akma, and would definitely hold significance to a lot of the burial places and places that venerate that god. So clearly this would have some kind of significance here, tied in some way. You reach out very closely and just kind of brush your hand on the images, and you realize they appear to be like buttons. Like they give a little bit as you kind of move your hand over them. There are 4 of them, each kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, and each jackal is depicted slightly differently. One of them appears to be hunting, kind of like stalking. Another one is eating. Another is laughing. And the final one appears to be sleeping.
We don't have any information on what those might mean in the context of where we are. Those actions.
You all went down the stairs, and you remember those same images were on the stairs.
All right. Were they in a specific order coming down the stairs?
What order would you like me to tell them to you?
Uh,
Because they were non-repeating, and they were in a
okay.
specific order.
So maybe coming down the stairs. What order do we see them first to last?
Coming down the stairs, you see hunting, eating, laughing, and sleeping.
That tracks. That's a good night. You hunt, you eat, you laugh, you sleep.
Yeah,
It's
good time.
So when these are upstairs, it's sleep, laugh, eat. Hunting.
exactly. But these aren't upstairs, right? This is not an upstairs case. This is a downstairs case.
Very nice.
All right, Rackish will convey this information, or what he thinks is going on here. I think they're like telling a story with their murals. It's really deep. It's just like essentialism, you know? Like all you need is food and laughter and sleep, you know?
Isn't this like the god of dead though? Like maybe sleep like not good. Not for me, at least.
You said these are like push buttons.
Yes.
I would like to mage hand and push hunting, and see if anything, and hold it and see if anything changes.
Okay. You mage hand, although everybody's packed in this tight room, but your hand comes flying over and presses.
Everything hurts.
Yeah. Pushes the button, and it does push in and just kind of sits there in like kind of a clicked position, and nothing else happens.
So when the hand comes back, the button stays pressed.
It stays pressed.
Start. Keep going.
Let's do eat. We then press eat. I look around to see if anybody stops me, but then we.
If anybody stops me. Yes, you press eat, and the same thing happens. Just click.
All right, right. So you hunt, and then you come back. You eat. You have dinner. You laugh. Then let's push laugh.
Okay, click it.
And after,
Stays in.
and then after that full meal, you get a good night's sleep.
All right, you push the fourth one in, and for a second, nothing happens, and then all four of them pop out, and then you see the wall, the outline on the east, indeed suddenly drops down into the floor very slowly, and opens. Do.
Great job, Rye.
Hey.
It opens into a hallway, which has one of those continual flame spells near the end, as well as a kind of a miniature version of the big jackal-headed humanoid statue that was on the very top with you moved and went down the stairs with. You see one of those kind of crammed into the end of the hallway, and then it looks like the hallway continues at a 90-degree turn.
Rye suggests to IO that considering the poison cloud things that we've seen recently, you want to go first?
Absolutely. And I will head in.
Okay? By all means.
Um,
I'm gonna cast light
Um,
on her.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm
Doesn't
stuck in the
it
corner.
definitely-
I can't see. Somebody tell me what's over there.
How
does
much?
Bahn want to ride on my shoulders?
No, I actually want to be in the back.
As I step in, hearing Rye's words resonate in my head, I do want to use some alert skills here, look or listen, especially since I see the 90-degree at the end of the hallway there.
Okay.
So
You move very slowly and carefully, and I will alert you to
Yep.
anything that you find.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me an active either perception or intelligence check.
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
23.
23,
It's okay. I preemptively did it. Yep.
Yep. Okay. Io, you make it all the way to the end very carefully, just the tension, the camera zooming in every footstep. And as you turn and nothing happens. When you walk up the entire hallway, the statue just kind of stares at you balefully. You turn toward the north, and you see pretty much the same thing. You see another long hallway with another jackal-headed humanoid at the end with another continual flame spell, and it looks like that hallway, again, kind of splits at the end. But right when you take a step forward, you look down and see that this first step appears a little bit higher than the others.
Just the one stone?
Yes. This one kind of,
Okay.
well, stone being a 5-foot section.
Okay.
So pretty big area.
Is anyone else following me into the hallway, or are you guys waiting for me to?
The door has
like,
closed.
tell me?
They've left the building. You're on your own.
It's fine if you guys are hanging out. Just wondering.
How long does it take her to notice is the question.
Yeah, they're all back there with like a 6-pack right now. Like, oh, I hope she's doing a good job.
I would tell them, and I'm speaking in kind of a hushed whisper. I don't know if I'm doing it actively or subconsciously, but I would tell them, I'm thinking it's a pressure plate, so I'm going to try to jump over it and make sure that I get safely to the other side.
Okay.
We
There's
still
no
have
room.
comms, so we could talk right without Rackish hearing us.
Yeah, in our
Yeah, you guys all have head. It's up to you whether you want to give Rackish one, but
What is this now?
The team has like Mission Impossible style like ear pieces that
Ah,
can
okay.
communicate, which also helps Io whenever she's shifted. She can communicate.
Nice.
Does anyone? Let's see. So this is a jump that you do not have enough room to long jump, but I think you could still make it. Which is a standing high jump. You can jump half the distance, which is a number of feet equal to your strength modifier. Does that sound right?
my strength
sure.
modifier is a 0.
Okay.
I have a
so
strength of
I
11.
think it's strength score, isn't it?
strength score. Yeah. So you normally jump 10 feet.
Okay.
You can only jump 5 feet with a standing jump. So you barely clear this thing and kind of do a little bit of a So you do make it to here, and when you jump there, you stop for a second, and nothing happens.
Okay. Do I notice any other stones along the way that seem to be out of place like this one? Directly in front of me?
Give me another perception check for funsies.
Okay.
I let her show up. She's a fucking plus 13 if you saw that. Yeah. It's literally like just an alert. The eyeballs.
It's not really a question. You just you had a roll it for fun.
Yeah, exactly. They know to have her in front. As long as you light her up, she's got no dark vision. You do not see any more irregularly shaped stones or anything else for that matter. What you do see is on the sides of the walls, there are really only maybe a couple inches gaps in certain intervals along the walls of running the entire length of this hallway. And they're very vertical. These are not like arrow slits.
Okay. Definitely would do they go like top to bottom, or could somebody theoretically be like belly crawl and miss these?
You would have to be extremely lucky to try to miss whatever is going to happen. It looks like they're spaced in such a way that would be a monumental feat to avoid it.
Okay. Pointing that out to everyone so they're aware of where they're located, but I will tell them that it looks like the rest of the stones are okay. And I will keep moving ahead to get out of their way.
Wait, so it's the first one? And I've got to jump? Are we saying there's like traps built into the wall?
Yes.
There was tables upstairs. What if we just like smash the tables and then put the tables against the thing? Maybe there's another like sensor further in. I don't care. Let's go. We don't have to do anything to stop it. I don't give a shit. I'll let you guys do it first.
I mean, if you guys want to go smash tables and bring them down, I'll.
Well, I don't have another way to really like stop whatever it is that might come out.
Is there a way? I mean, I would ask the group, like, I'm thinking, like, Rye in particular, with his, like, knowledge of guns and his mechanisms and stuff. Is there a way that, like, we could disable that pressure plate?
On from up the stairs, you hear a distant shrieking sound.
Let's go. No, seriously, like move forward.
Yeah. I am.
Do I at any? I'm gonna roll a perception check to try to determine what it might be.
Sure.
Not as cool as hers,
Yeah.
but I still rolled a 19.
Still roll a 19. It does not sound human nor friendly.
Was there a lever that I remembered walking past when we started going down the stairs again?
There was not. The only lever you remember was on the statue itself, and that looked like it was the entire statue moved to the side to let you in.
Yeah. I start moving. Does that statue look affixed? It looks stuck and pretty heavy, doesn't it?
The statue?
Yeah, the statue closest to Rackish.
It does look pretty heavy. Streaming down the stairs, you see what look like a swarm of tiny motes of flame, but they're blue flame, and they appear to be animated at their front side to look like almost grinning skulls. But they don't appear to be necessarily undead. They just appear to be forces of fire, and there's dozens of them all swarming together as they suddenly come shrieking towards you from the top. I'm gonna ask everybody to roll for initiative here.
Oh boy.
And this swarm ends up flinging its way down the stairs and flying to about there, Bahn. And it appears to be dozens of these kind of blue flame things that form kind of this humanoid skull at the front.
Are they corporeal? Are they incorporeal?
Corporeal, but they appear to be like energy based, and you can feel the heat coming off of them. They feel like fire moving towards you.
Oh gosh. I cast greater invisibility and I go prone.
It disappears.
Yeah, I just drop prone. And roll to the side as much as I can.
Rackish, you just see the kobold just completely like zip out of
Right.
existence.
Yeah. I don't know what he can do. I don't know. He's just gone.
Yep.
I do that and I roll to the side and I say, something followed us in my head.
Mm-hmm. You can definitely hear that from Bahn, and then the sounds of these screaming creatures.
I can't help.
It's the worst of the narrow hallway fights.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt right down the hallway.
Yes.
One way to be sure.
Everyone in my path. I feel like I have to get out of this hallway and get out of the way. I don't even know. I don't have anything I can even do. I mean, I can I even cast? I can't because it's touch. I can't even cast guidance on anybody back there because it's touch. All right, this could be the stupidest thing I've ever done. I want to
That's what I like to hear.
in front of me, and I want to move ahead and out of this narrow corridor
Okay.
to kind of clear an opening in case people have to run this way. So I see that it opens up to the left. Can I check that way and then move in that direction?
Yes. What you see is it opens into a slightly larger chamber, maybe close to the one that you kind of initially came down in. It appears to be an empty antechamber, except for a remains of a humanoid body, completely skeletal, picked clean, and pieces of ripped and tattered clothing and some dried bloodstains. But other than that, it looks
It's a nice
totally
place.
totally safe.
Totally safe.
Totally
Got it.
safe.
Okay, I'm going in there.
And then it looks like there's
Is that-
another hallway that continues on beyond that one.
Okay, I'm going to just come in here and come around the corner to clear the way. And I'm gonna say, sorry, I can't get back. And that's all I can do.
Delicious. Lucian.
Is it difficult terrain to go through? Rye?
Yes, in this situation, you guys are in a very tight hallway.
I'm gonna do the same. I gotta get out of the way. Yeah, I'll just go there. That's all I can do. Just want to get out of everybody's way.
The swarm, Rackish and Bahn, comes flying towards now you, Rackish, because the kobold has disappeared.
Disappeared.
Yep. And it can. This is hard to do in Roll20. It's a little swarm, so it can enter your space. So it's kind of on top of you guys, swarming everywhere. And as soon as it does that, both you and Bahn take 4 fire damage.
Okay.
And then it doesn't see Bahn, but it does see you, Rackish, so it then attacks you with all these little like little darts of what appear to be just living flame.
I don't suppose these are missiles, are they?
They are not. That's a good.
I'm just
catch the
reading my
missiles.
character sheet,
Yeah.
going like, what
Are
do
these
I
not
got?
missiles I could deflect? I described it like that, but it is a swarm kind of surrounding you and battering you.
It does literally say a ranged weapon attack, so
Yeah.
I don't think this is the.
This is actually a melee attack.
Yep.
Do you have any fire resistance? It's going to do
Oh
16
boy,
fire
I
damage.
Do not.
Yikes.
And that is what it does. Rye, now you can see to the south just beyond that pressure plate. Your newfound companion, Rackish, is now being assaulted by just dozens of little flaming motes of energy that appear to be alive.
Let's see. Can I cast wind left?
I think we lost your microphone. Anybody else here?
It's Yeah, it's glitchy.
It's like
Sounds
a
robotic
robot-y
to me.
kind of. Oh, please. Windlash.
Windlash.
Swift gesture creates a solid lash of howling wind. Make a melee spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 slashing damage and is pushed 5 feet away from you. Okay, well, 24 is a damn good hit. So yes, that does hit. So you, I kind of pictured it as almost like a whip, maybe, or is it like a sonic like projectile? Okay, it's like a wind force. Shoves into that bunch of creatures, does some damage to them, but more importantly, shoves them back a bit. I'll put them back here.
I think that only rolled 1d8.
Oh yeah, it should be.
To get 2d8.
Yep, you're right. You could roll a 7 on 2d8, but you rolled it on 1d8.
I just checked.
There we go. All right, so Rackish, you see just a blast of wind shoots off and maybe kills like one of them or something. But it does knock it away, and you instantly feel that heat, subside a bit. And then it is your turn, and you feel like you would be taking fire damage if they were still on top of you.
Okay. And I don't know what happened to my Kobold buddy, right? Like,
No,
he just
he's
disappeared.
gone. Just completely
Okay.
gone.
Hasn't said a word.
Hasn't said a word.
I don't know what you are, dude, but you are not cool. You need to like chill out, cool off.
Nice.
I assume I can step into Bahn's
He
space.
did say he crumbled up into
Okay.
small ball, so yeah.
Okay.
no doubt.
So he kind of approaches this swarm, spinning his staff of flowers, and he's gonna strike out
I'm gonna
at
fight
that
this
staff.
fire with flowers.
The power of flowers.
That's right.
Was 16.
Does.
Okay.
Knock into a few of them.
For 8. $29
Yeah, jeez.
for 11.
All right. Bahn is
Wow.
really
I'm
gonna
a-
like worship you because you're like sitting like standing over him like.
Wait. I'm gonna
Protecting him.
use a key point to do a flurry of blows to do 2 unarmed attacks.
Now, I do have bad news. Every time you hit it
Oh boy.
in melee, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. What's happening?
which is real bad if you have multiple hits.
Yep.
It does do its fire damage back to like the retaliation strike. So it does 7 and then 8 damage back to you. That is a bad trade-off. Go ahead and flurry of blows if you'd like. But knowing this
Do it now.
knowledge, you can try
This
to
is
do
real
something
bad.
else. Yeah.
This is
You
this
notice
is
every
actually
time you
quite
hit it
bad.
like pop one, it kind of like puffs up and just explodes right at you.
Okay, well, in that case, I think I might back off. 'Cause these things hurt. Yeah, in fact, I think I might actually, instead of using the key point to do flurry of blows, I think I might use a key point to do step of the wind and disengage from him.
Rackish, with your religion check, you may recall that statues of Anuk Akma are not only for just looking cool in a crypt, but folks say that they can act as wards. Not like literally like they're gonna stand up and punch things, but like maybe creatures would be certain creatures might be weary of the god of the dead, whatever. Like they're basically used to protect certain sites and ward off both tomb raiders as well as maybe some creatures. You don't know if this particular entity, you're not sure what this is, if it would care or not, but it's just something you would know for
Okay.
knowledge of the god.
All right. So maybe, just maybe, these spirits won't pass the statue. Perhaps not. We'll find out.
Yeah.
What Rackish will do after he pulls away, though, is he will hop over the pressure plate that he saw everybody else hop over. Little dude, I don't know if you're still there, if you're like alive or not, but if you are, you should get out of there, man. Like, we gotta back up. These things are hot, like too hot.
All right, Bahn, our brave, visibly prone kobold.
It's gonna have his movement to stand up, and then try his best to jump. I have
What is your strength score?
9.
I am very excited to say, go ahead and give me an athletics check to clear. You could do 4 feet pretty. Yes!
Oh boy!
That is a nat 1 for folks who are going to be listening to this. Oh, beautiful. So, Bahn, you stand up and scramble around the corner and do your best jump attack egress, and your back foot just clicks down on that pressure plate.
Yep.
And as it does, large scything blades come swinging out of those cracks in the wall.
As they do in a dungeon. Yeah.
As they do, yeah. So right now they're all gonna swing and hit Rye, Rackish, and Bahn. Well, maybe hit. We'll see. So they're actually.
All right, now, question: Are
Yes,
sides not missile?
I love it. It actually specifically says they are melee attacks.
I mean, it's a barbed piece of metal on a shaft of wood.
Right.
Is it not
What is the difference
everything
between
at
that
the end
and
of the
an arrow?
day a missile attack? So this is against all of the 3 of you's AC. I'm only gonna roll once for all of these blades coming through.
I feel like this sucks.
Okay, well, that's a 22.
That ain't too hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Bahn. The sides
What have
come
you done?
through and do
Oh my
19
God!
slashing damage.
Good thing I had 8.
Now I'm still looking at my character sheet. What do I have? I got nothing.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Rackish is-
Rye, you are still Christopher. You are.
You know,
Mike
I don't
is
think I
failed.
used an action.
Oh, that's
used an
true.
action to dash
You could.
and try to scramble past everybody.
These things also, when you clicked it down and you put your foot off, it stays down, and the blades look like they're coming around for another pass.
Right.
But it's still your action.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can make it to there.
Oh yeah, because it's from dashing. Yeah.
Yep. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Right? I don't know if that worked.
Sounds right.
Yeah. And he'll out loud say, they set the trap.
Who did that? Who would do such a thing?
They're intelligent. That's the end of my turn.
All right, Io. Definitely heard these scything traps go off.
I imagine that I heard that, and I heard several shrieks of everything. Can I Can I peek back around the corner?
Yes.
Can I use my action to like yank him out of the way so that everybody else can get out of the hallway on their turn?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I think we can use that as a bonus action, maybe? For
Okay.
pulling
Oh, well,
people
wait.
out of the
Is
way?
he still invisible?
Are you still invisible? He is muted, so you
You're
also
muted.
can't hear him.
Yeah. Can't hear
Yeah,
me.
yes, he's still invisible.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, you can't see him.
Yeah.
All you see is Rye.
Yeah, so the rest of you felt a very probably terrifying. Rackish and Rye felt
Oh,
a
wait.
terrifying
Maybe you can't see
sensation.
me.
Oh, you'd have to make a
Con save.
roll.
Con save.
Oh yeah, concentration.
Yeah.
Oh, concentration. Right.
Also, Rye, I don't know if you're here for this, but you
Warcaster.
took 19 slashing damage from the sighting trap that went off.
I have advantage on con saves with Warcaster.
Yeah, what I was trying to say was Rye moved up, was what I typed, but then I didn't move my guy. So that's the thing. So 19.
Yes, you did say you moved up. So did you want to move up to the end of the hallway?
Yeah, I was going to go around the corner with Lucian.
Gotcha. Okay. No, yeah, that's fine.
I
I
typed
do
it,
remember you
but
saying that. Yeah, that's fine.
Saying is very loose term.
Well, Rackish at least feels a very odd, like, just force, like, coming... Like, you think you're being attacked again when you feel Bahn just, like, scrambling to the other side of you.
So are you still invisible?
Yeah, I rolled an 11. I think I'd have to roll
Yeah.
a 10.
I mean, in your head, you hear me like say, "Where are you?" And I'm like smacking the air. I'm smacking. Knowing Bahn the way I do you think I would have insight enough to know that he's hugging the floor?
You've seen
This
him
is
do
a
this
common
maneuver.
behavior.
He is often dropped prone in an extreme danger situation, so you probably have better luck kicking than you would slapping the air.
Whether by choice or
Okay.
not.
Yeah. He's usually on the
I
ground
imagine.
in some way.
I imagine I'm like doing like a basket scoop, like, you know, like a mom would be picking up a child off the floor. I'm like reaching down and scooping the air, and basically it's just like a over my shoulder getting him out of that hallway in a quick fashion into the other room.
Yeah, while
If
invisible too,
I
which is
can
quite the
do
feat.
that.
But I think given
Yeah.
your experience with Bahn, you know exactly how big he is.
Maybe
what
she sees
position
the
he's-
blood drops on the floor with her.
Yeah, the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
scoop him up and drag him for sure, especially if that's your action you're doing.
Yeah, so I would get him back in here.
Bahn, you are deposited next to a bloody skeleton.
Oh my gosh.
Rackish, no!
I hardly knew thee.
I'll have to pay for my massages now. All right, Lucian. More of your party is exiting into beyond the scythe room.
Yeah, I'll just stay here. I'll hold an action. I see that thing come around the corner, I guess. I'll
Okay.
fire off a ray of frost or something.
Rackish and Rye, what you see is this creature does kind of go around the corner, swarming a bit, and it does a few of it like actually looks at the statue and kind of turn and look and turn, kind of like an animal would when they're showing deference, almost like they don't want to look at the statue in the eye. They also look down the hallway and see you, Rackish, very much bloodied and everything, but then they see, you know, it's the sides aren't, they already went through, but like they can see the sides, you know, in action. And you see these creatures actually like swarm for a moment, and a few of them disperse down the side, and then more and more until they all eventually go down, and you just hear that shrieking sound again. It's... And you hear no more. We can take it of combat, assuming Rackish on your action, you get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Extricate myself from this blade hallway.
Yeah, because as soon as basically your turn is over, you see the sides continue to just go through.
I don't suppose you guys got a second way out of here?
Seeing how bad you look, I have I give him my greater purchase of healing, or purchase of greater healing, I should say.
I've got some of those actually. I can, yeah. That's
Okay.
what I spent all the money Eric gave me for character creation on.
Well, fantastic.
Expected.
It sounds like you're good.
What he'll actually do first, though,
Of course, the hippie's got some spirits to.
That's right, exactly. It's like homemade kombucha.
Yeah.
What he'll do first, though, is he'll start like pressing his own fingers into his body, like in various places, and and healing himself a little bit.
Use your own acupuncture.
My own acupuncture. Yep. This is like pressure points he's doing.
Yeah,
Wow,
for
so good.
extensive burn wounds and
Exactly.
slash.
Yep.
The minute comes up and the greater invisibility falls off, and Bahn's just shows up again.
Yep.
Well, I don't know how they did it, but setting off that trap like that was a doozy. I mean, they were just flaming it was like fire. I don't know how they set it
Despite
off.
not having any legs whatsoever.
Incredible.
Clever bastard.
This place is really dangerous.
You do note that after a minute, the sides do finally stop, and that pressure plate pops back up.
Also, we should have smashed some tables. Just saying.
I'll never doubt you again, Bahn.
Well, it's good to know. So anyway, what's up here?
You said a bloody
anyone-
skeleton. Is it wet?
Is it wet? Is that what you asked me?
Wet blood.
Like recently bloody. Like
What's the
blood's still
moistness
there.
of the skeleton, please, DM?
1 to 10. 1 to 10.
the
How
humidity
moist?
level.
How
No,
moist is the
it's a fucking sandy too, man. There's no moistness here. It's
So
extremely
one.
Bloody skeleton, I didn't know
Everything's
it
a
was
one.
dry
It
and wet.
might have
My
actually.
hair frizzy, or
It may have actually died from dehydration. It's so unmoist. What it does have is some loot and equipment still lying around. So whatever killed it didn't seem to loot it. It has just some arrows lying around, a dagger, 5 gold pieces. Inside of a satchel, you find 2 potions of greater healing. And you find still on its finger a magic ring. Should I check to see if this requires attunement or not? It does. So this would require a short rest to identify it. But the ring does appear to be magical.
That looks like something we could trade.
No rye.
After experiencing those
Don't give it to Rye. I'll give it away.
flames that look like skulls, would a mundane weapon have done any damage to it? Is there a way for me to, since it was so close to me, would I have felt like a mundane rapier would have just gone through it?
No. You feel like it probably would have done some damage, but not as much as you would hope.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he felt in the first place.
Yeah. It looked like they were literally made of fire up close, and you could feel that. But and maybe just you've heard of elementals. You've never heard of like little swarming skull elementals, but you've heard of elementals or beings of that elemental type. They are sort of an interesting line between corporeal and just energy form, to where you could still damage them, but with non-magical weapons, it would definitely not do as much damage.
Yeah.
You guys were doing some damage, especially Rackish with a big attack towards the end, but there were quite a few of those things.
They burned it badly.
They burned you up badly, yeah. Not something you wanted to go toe-to-toe with. Actually, a creature like that is nasty against, like, specifically a multi-hitting monk, too.
Can we determine what killed this person?
A lack of moistness, I think, was certainly part of the problem.
Being a 1 on the moist scale. That's what did it.
Yeah. You could try to do a medicine check. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, Rackish. Tell us what killed this thing.
All right, let's look at these bones. I've never tried like massaging bones before, but I'll give it a shot.
Wow.
Starts playing the xylophone.
I like that I'm just stumbling in and like rolling 14 plus on.
It
was done.
This guy.
Dysentery.
You don't see any physical evidence, but all you have to work with are bones.
Mm-hmm. So there's no like broken bones, no like chips where he's been stabbed, nothing like that.
No. Those are good questions, so I want to make sure.
Scan. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm remembering the years of watching CSI when I was a teenager.
So is it like
what questions did they ask of the bones?
Is it like a dried, like old blood is on the ground around it? Like, does what we see on the map, does that match up to what's happening?
That's another good question. The blood stains, though unmoist as they are, you do think that this crypt appears very old, and these bloodstains have to be way more recent than this crypt. Although the body is completely skeletal, so you're not quite sure if that matches up with bloodstain still, but also bloodstain, like there's no water in here to wash away the blood.
Well, there's like no
it's
leathery
so dry,
skin.
you guys. It's so dry.
Like there's no
everywhere.
leathery skin or anything still on the ground, right?
Right. Yeah, no skin whatsoever.
Been stripped.
Maybe that's what the creature died of, lack of skin.
Yeah, definitely.
No organs, no skin, no muscle mass. Just gonna kill you every time.
I was imagining like an autopsy, like a mortician going like cause of death, lack of skin.
It's only a skeleton. Never had a chance. Rackish, just really bad vibes. Bad vibes.
Yeah, better. Okay. Listen, guys, when I first came here, I thought a new Akuma was like cool, you know, like I thought like he was gonna give me some real like spiritual guidance. But I'm not feeling too hot about this whole like situation now. Like this is all just bumming me out. And it hurts too.
You said he's the god of death, right?
Yeah, like, you know, like ushering people from life to death, that sort of thing.
Or maybe the cause of their death?
I mean, maybe. I hope not. But I didn't read too much about the guy before I came out here.
Now, I'm not saying we should desecrate corpses, but should we just leave a skeleton alone? Like in a necropolis where dead things walk around?
No,
Is that a good idea?
I thought the direction you were going, like, should we leave a child alone in a mall? I thought that's the kind of question you were asking.
Do you want to bring the bones with us?
Does he need guidance? Does he need like supervision?
I'm saying, like, just
Push the bones out.
Let's just play baseball with the skull or something for a minute. And
Everybody take a bone. It's the
spread it
respectful
out.
thing to
Put it
do.
in different parts of the tomb.
Burn it.
Yeah. Throw some bones down that scythe hallway. They'll take care of it.
Jam it to make sure the sides never stop.
Exactly.
I peer around the hallway into the larger corridor.
You see a larger corridor. You see a massive chamber ahead of you around the corner. The far sandstone wall of this chamber has been carved with countless images and inscriptions, many of which have been defiled. And you can see that pillars line the outer walls of the chamber.
No, that's the light, isn't it? Okay. It's continual flame spells.
There's continual flame spells, and then Io is also lit up. She is like literally just beaming.
I would like to move ahead of Bahn if he would let me.
He's creeping around the corner. I mean, he's not like barging in or anything. He's trying to be slow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get to the corner here and kind of survey the situation, especially seeing it's a large, open, appearing to be empty room.
It's a large, open, empty room, and it's still sand everywhere. There's just sand fucking everywhere. Like, just, it's omnipresent, right? You guys just barely register it. The only thing you note in this big empty room is there is another pile of bones in about the northwest corner. The pile, you don't see like the blood stains, and you don't see it in a kind of perfectly humanoid shape like you do the other one.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at Bahn, and I'm gonna kind of lay a hand out on his shoulder, kind of pause for a second and say, you know what? Just to be safe, hang on just a second, and I'm going to cast protection from evil and good on Bahn.
Okay. Bahn, you are bathed in... I don't know. What does it feel like? A film?
Yeah, it's almost like
Feeling of hope?
like a little bit of like a shimmery bubble, almost as if like it would take a large force for something to kind of push its way through and reach your mind.
Cool. What did you just do to me?
Well, you reminded me that
Moisturize.
sometimes we
So dry.
we should, be careful of bones, and maybe there's something to that theory. So I just protected you a little bit extra, is all.
Well, I don't really need it, but thanks. Watch me.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do we get a sense that we've already encountered things that kind of cropped up from the sand?
Mm-hmm.
Do we get a sense that like there's anything, like are we getting that kind of vibe or anything from in here?
You can, try. I don't know what a vibe roll is, but maybe maybe Rackish could tell you. As you start,
it's insider or perception, depending on the situation.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah,
Yeah.
the vibes. Is it a person or just an area?
Exactly.
Yeah, so you do feel like there's a lot more sand here than other places, and you start to think that the northern wall, as I mentioned, has these big images on it. And Rackish, you, for example, recognize Anu Akma, like holding a scythe, kind of curved to resemble an ankh, watching over like funerary processions and stuff, which all feels very normal. You also see, however, like recent alterations that appear recent. They've been like carved over it and stuff that show some of the dead that have been interred on these images rising as ghouls and spirits and mummies.
Oh,
Is it like
someone's been in
graffiti?
here.
And
Yeah. Is it like graffiti, or is it like someone's like, I
uh,
don't know, carving spells in the walls or something?
yeah, it more altered would be like has been carved, and you just know it's obviously looks more recent than what was initially depicted here. You don't have like a time thing on there for that, but yeah, it looks like it was deliberately kind of defaced and defiled in a way that you would describe it, but then you can notice like kind of more crude drawings of the dead kind of rising.
I knew a new Akma was cool. Someone's been in here, man. Someone's been like messing with his vibe.
Yeah. And then Io, as you begin to look around at the sand and think of the sand creatures you all have fought in the past, and more of you are stepping into the chamber, Bahn is checking out these bones over the pile, which do appear to be humanoid bones. They've been kind of broken and scattered in this place, though. They weren't necessarily neatly picked clean and left in a humanoid shape like the other one. You see that the sands begin to shift and explode upward, but this time forming into jackal-headed creatures, but they look like they are kind of made of like the sand itself, like Sandman style, like forms up in 4 different places, and then it kind of falls away, and you see these jackal-headed creatures that turn to all of you, and they look like they speak. So does anybody know Primordial as a language?
Negative.
No.
It's not one of the more common ones for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Alaric might have spoken some type of.
He's like shaking his fist right now. Damn it. Well, they say something cool and creepy and very low, like, and they open up for hostilities. But before we roll for initiative, I think we can go ahead and take our break. And then we will come back in about 10 minutes and get down and dirty with another fight.
Some sand jackals.
Sand jackals! All right, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, folks. All right. I believe we're coming back from our break. What was the big hubbub I just saw? I got you all muted, so.
Oh,
Yeah, what is the
What's going on?
what is the balloons?
Or apparently 2 thumbs down. Rain.
What?
Oh!
Yeah.
These are like anime. Oh, that's crazy.
This new
Wow.
Apple feature that they turned on, it's just like it's so funny. It started
like it recognizes your symbol, like you doing things. Oh,
I was
Yeah.
so we were in this meeting and it was a very tense conversation. I was like, no, there's only 2 reasons somebody would ever do that. And like balloons came and I was like, this is so inappropriate. Like pop all these balloons.
Wow.
This is the Skynet, like the beginnings of Skynet. We realize that, right? We're all in agreement and we just can't like
we're
stop it.
always watching, Mike
Yeah.
Wazowski. Always watching.
This is the genesis of it. Let's have everybody roll for initiative. As these sandy folks who certainly look very Anu Akma-esque. Have risen from the sand itself. Okay. Here we are descending, and we've got some pretty good initiative rolls, but so too are these creatures, which appear very quickly. And Rackish, with your knowledge of Anu Akma, you recall that obviously statues can be wards, but perhaps literal creatures of sand can also be used as very powerful guardians.
Okay. Great. He just got done saying it. I knew Akma's like not a bad dude.
Yeah. Well, perhaps not, but maybe just somebody who's what you realize is this tomb is like has like top of the line security. Basically, like not everybody pays for the full deluxe, like guardian sand creature package. Like somebody might just put a few statues up just to ward. You know, it's like the sign, whether you've actually got the alarm system or not. Like, can I just put the sign in my yard to deter people? Like that's the statues.
That Simpsons joke outside the tower.
Yeah,
like, I can't stop you. I'm just a sign.
But in this case, this one actually went all in for it. And Bahn, you have a spell on you, protecting you specifically against aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. This creature seems to sense that, almost shy away from you a little bit. But instead, what it does, you know, it gets ready to like spring at you with the claws, but sees that kind of filmy stuff, and it can see it kind of like is agitated by that. Instead, it just kind of whips up sand from around it and forms this whirling miniature kind of sandstorm in a space around it, which I will use as a aura. Like so, whipping up a storm, and your entire zone becomes heavily obscured. Let's see, here's how this current each creature that enters the sandstorm ends its turn. There's like successful DC 13. Okay. And that's all that happens at the moment. The rest of you see this creature and Bahn basically disappear inside a large cylinder of just whirling sand.
He's gone.
He's gone again.
Disappear.
And then Rackish, you are able to get your wits about you before anything else happens.
Okay. Rackish will see these creatures coming aggressively towards them.
Sorry, my bottom is good.
Yep. And he will do the same thing he did before. He will come at this one with his Staff of Flowers. Will a 16 hit his sand, Anubis?
Yes. It does indeed.
For 7 bludgeoning.
This one also
Spins-
burns you. No, it doesn't.
Oh, no.
The sand is
Somehow.
also on fire. Yeah, when you bash it, it's like you're hitting just a big, chunky pillar of sand. Like, just, it doesn't bleed or anything. You can tell it's sort of damaging it, but it's like as if it were made of sand. Just like sand that
Okay.
crushes off of it. The rest of you have all fought creatures that weren't this, but were also sand creatures, so this is not as shocking.
Not as unusual for you.
Wow, not 10.
With a 10. And then he's
This is
using
the
a
magical
key
staff
point.
you said, the +1?
It is, yeah, it's a magic staff, yeah.
Yeah, you have a feeling you
Then
would
he's
need
gonna
the
use
magic.
Yes. Well, his fists are actually magic too, as part of some monk thing. I don't. It's like level 7, I think.
Yeah, that does track.
Yeah.
It's funny that his fists are magic. You need
Everything's magic.
Gottwald to multi-class into a monk then. You need those magic
Yeah, I think
fists.
so. Yeah.
It'll only take you a couple levels.
6
Yeah.
levels.
6
levels.
levels. Yeah. Flurry of blows for a key point, so he does 2 unarmed strikes.
16 hits. These creatures are not
7.
wearing armor. They are made of sand.
And he's actually going to use another key point to do one of his special.
Well, I think Sorry, I think the flurry gives you 2 attacks,
It
right?
does. It does. But as part of this attack,
Oh.
I'm going to use another key point to inflict wounds using my hand. When you hit a creature with an unarmed striking, you spend a key point to deal an extra necrotic damage equal to your martial die plus your wisdom. And then, assuming these guys aren't immune to the poison condition, they also become poisoned as Rackish, like all his unarmed strikes are like him, like doing like
Pressure
Kill
point.
Bill style, like pressure point
Yeah.
attacks. Yeah, like they're
Reach out and just
not really
like,
punches.
Vulcan touch
Yeah.
and all this. Yeah.
Yep.
To a sand creature. Okay, so,
So
this one
that
just
will
does
be an additional 9 damage
necrotic.
on top of the 7. And then if he can be poisoned, he is poisoned until the end of my next turn.
How much damage is that altogether?
I still got one more left.
24 plus 9 is 33 so far?
Maybe, yeah. I'm using a lot of key points this turn.
You are. Well, you get them back pretty quick, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is still up. You do note that the poison effect doesn't seem to affect it. It looks like it is literally like made of sand.
Okay.
And it would not be able
So
to be poisoned.
like he thinks he's hitting like the pressure points that would cause its muscles to spasm.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work
Doesn't
because
have
the
the right
sand
muscles.
just.
What you do know is you were doing a ton of damage to it, though, and the necrotic does damage it. Like, it just causes the sand to just fall off as if it were being hit by a strike.
Great. 11?
11 does not hit.
Okay.
Plus 9. That was a giant multi-hitted 30 damage strike. Interesting that monks are kind of the opposite of rogues. Rogues hit like 1 time for a ton of damage, and then monks hit like 4 or 5 times
4 or 5
for
times, yeah.
medium damage, but it all kind of averages out. All right, that one is still up, but looks extremely wounded. However, it doesn't appear to have... it's not like affected by morale or anything, what you note. It just is pure on, like, just focused on... It's not talking anymore, just... And this one, after being assaulted, just turns and tries to attack you with its claws.
18 will hit. For 9. Okay.
Ooh, that was max damage.
Nice. 14 will not.
14 will not. All right, so it gets
Dodge
one
it, that one.
good, slice in there. We go to Io.
Well, Io is going to use her bonus action to wild shape into Io Bear.
Io Bear.
And I am going to race up to this one over here And I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take both. No, I'm sorry. This one over here. I'm going to do both of my attacks on number 4. So I'm gonna take a bite attack first. To 12.
Does not
Damn it.
manage to bite through the sand. I
Okay,
remember Owlbear did not
then
like
I'm gonna
biting
roll-
through the sand creatures.
Correct. So now I'm gonna claw at it and see if that works. 19.
That will work.
All right. So that's gonna be 9 slashing damage.
Your magical bear claws. Yeah, it takes a good chunk out.
Okay.
Wait, so
And
you
then we'll stay right there.
just so I understand the character, you're a gearforged, so you're a mechanical person.
So that's true, and Rackish hasn't seen this before, but you see
Yeah.
she's like a transformer. She literally like gets down and it's like you and just
Okay,
rolls into a
that's
different
cool.
form.
Yeah,
It's fucking Beast Wars style.
Rackish digs it.
Yeah. It's got the size changing thing too.
Right.
This isn't even her
So,
biggest
so
form.
in this world, Gearforged is a little bit different than like Warforged in other areas. So I actually have a soul stone, and I was a living person
Okay.
who
Became
due to illness and things, her father had this body constructed for her, and before I passed, I was basically transferred
transferred. Wow. Okay.
into, yeah.
Nice. Which is kind of what me and Reese ended up doing for Tim in
Yes.
the Storm King Slayer campaign. He was a dude who was like not by virtue of mercy, by virtue of
Spoilers for a
maliciousness.
Storm King Thunder campaign for anybody.
But yeah, take it out and put into a robot body. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, I'm a transformer.
yeah, she's a transformer.
Nice.
You see Owlbear, this creature, do the reverse of when it popped up. It just dissolves into sand, like just down into sand, and then it pops up. We'll say here, and when it pops up at you all, instead of coming out with its claws, it just keeps popping up sand and creates another one of those whirling sandstorms around it. I will give it another radius. Right there, and we'll see what happens then because it is Rye's turn. So what happens is this giant sandstorm, and suddenly this creature has popped up, which is shocking, and then it just whipped up a localized giant that covers the entire ceiling, floor to ceiling sandstorm whipping around. And it is heavily obscured, so suddenly like everything has just become kind of blindingly awful with sand everywhere. And I need you, Rye, to give me a strength saving throw to avoid... Well, I guess we'll see how much I want to say. All right, that's a natty one.
Let's find out what it is.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
You become restrained by this vicious sandstorm. Suddenly it's kind of like just grabbing you in place, and you're feeling this creature is definitely obviously like controlling this sand in some way. So you become restrained by it. You do feel like if you were still inside of here, you would definitely be taking some damage as well, but you do still get your turn.
Okay. So restrained means I can.
Restrained means your
Not move.
speed becomes 0. You have disadvantage on attack rolls, and attack rolls against you have advantage, and you have disadvantage on dex saves.
Disadvantage on attack rolls, right? Is that? Alright. Can I, So as he appeared, though, I got a hint of where he was. And I could see him.
Yes. I would say. Especially because they're, I mean, heavily obscured, yes, but you're all in melee, like right next to each other, so I would imagine you would be able to hit each other, but the heavily obscured rules come into play, and you're restrained also, so you just have all kinds of disadvantage, basically.
Do I know enough if I move him that his wall of sand goes with him?
That's a good question. I would say you saw the other one do it, although it didn't move. This one, you haven't seen them move with it. You're not quite sure, but you do know it seems to be controlling it. And it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say it would even be an extension of itself. So it could vary. You haven't seen it in action, but that would be a working theory, is that it might be just like a part of the creature.
Then I would like to, for a second time and never using this cantrip, I would like to Wind Lash and try to push this thing diagonally or push it away from Lucian and I.
Okay.
14.
So I think you do have disadvantage because you are restrained,
Sure.
heavily obscured, all that stuff. Nice.
14.
Yeah.
14. Yeah.
You rolled a 4 because you have a plus 10, and yes, a 14 does hit. Rolling a 4. So even though with your the blinding of the sand and everything, you still managed to just push out and blast that creature with a force of wind. I guess we'll do that first one hit, so we'll do the 6 damage.
Yep.
And I'll let you blast it right there. Blast it kind of in a direction away from you all, you and Lucian.
That was the plan.
It's doing 2d.
And then I would like to move. Move.
Yeah, and I believe if you
Here. Oh, I'm restrained. Right.
Well, you're restrained, but
For the sake of my turn, I'm restrained.
I think for the purposes of breaking the restraint, I think kind of the same as grapple, where you've now broken the condition by moving it away from you. And well, what I can do is I can confirm that it is emanating from the creature. So now that you've moved the creature away, the entire sandstorm actually blows away with it, and thus you're no longer restrained.
Okay. Then I'd like to move to here.
Okay.
And I would like to quicken a spell and cast Frenzied Bolt as a bonus action. Because Windlash was a cantrip, I'm allowed to do this.
It is a cantrip, yeah. How long have you had this spell that we've never seen it? No, well...
Oh, no, this is the one that bounces. We've seen it.
No, this first one, Windlash. I don't know if we've seen that one before, before this session.
I had picked it up. I had picked it up a while ago, and I tried to use it with the where we had the water elemental, and I kept failing. And I was like, man, why won't this thing? Remember, I was stuck in like a. There's the one I died. I was stuck in a doorway, and
yeah, okay, that's right.
James's character couldn't get to me, and I tried to keep using wind. I was like, man, I gotta throw this cantrip away. But it's worked twice today, so I'm back, baby. That's what they said.
That's true. But yes, you're right. The creature, the effect is still surrounding it, so it would be heavily obscured. So essentially, like fighting into a creature with heavily obscured, so you would have disadvantage on hitting with a ranged attack.
But I can hit the other one.
You could hit either 2 or 3. Do not have that sandstorm around it. Yeah.
All right, so I'll try to Frenzy Bolt 3.
Okay. That is a natty 1 on the Frenzied Bolt, though. Tries to switch targets at the last second and just ricochets.
Okay, that's my turn.
Bahn, you are in the swirling sands of scariness. I need a strength save from you. See if you will become restrained by the sands. Your -1 modifier. You are restrained by the sands, and it is all heavily obscured. All you see is sand everywhere. You can just make out the creature, so you could still target it, but you are in disadvantaged city.
I don't really have to for what I'm doing. So, like, I can't see anything. And he's like, somewhere beyond the sea, my lover standing on, I don't know, sand.
Is it dissonant, would you say?
Dissonant whispers.
Yeah. So dissonant.
So I have to cast it at level 3. I'm out of level 1 spell slots, and I've got 1 level 2 spell slot. DC 17 Wisdom save.
Say, you can actually switch to the creature. I don't usually do that. There's only one kind of creature here. All right, Wisdom save. DC 17 is a fail.
And
Are
15
not
psychic
supervised.
damage.
All right. Yeah, is this one where they have to run away? Failed save.
Yeah.
It takes 3 second damage. Man, you guys are good about getting out of these without having to actually free yourselves physically. Moves as far as its speed away from you. Okay, so what it does now, unfortunately, Bahn, it does get you out of the restraint. That's the good news. The bad news is you don't get the attack of opportunity because it literally, for its movement, collapses into sand. It disappears. The entire sand storm disappears. And then it reappears, let's see, it's far away. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It reappears here without the sandstorm. But it did its collapse into sand. The whole sandstorm finally let up, and then it just pops up over here. Just shaking its ears.
I'm gonna back up here. Just try to get as far away.
Yeah. You guys have been spreading out the damage. I appreciate it. Lucian. All of them are damaged except 3.
You're gonna see me pull out 3 nutshells. I'm going to cast Confusion on these 2. This 1 and 3.
Oh no. I've been forced into an AoE effect. Confusion. Okay.
Wisdom.
If we've seen that one yet. This is... okay. We'll
Isn't
do
that what you
1.
cast on me?
What's that?
That is the one I cast on you during that one boss fight, yeah. Where you were confused for that entire fight.
Yeah.
This is number 1, and this is number 3. They are
That's not
both
good.
failed.
That's not gonna do it.
I'm so confused. He's a
I'm going around the corner.
bleeding eye.
You're confused. I'm out of here.
I am not confused.
Yeah, they both have little like birdies around their heads and kind of look around. Their friendly fire thing has been turned off. This is where they have to make a D10 roll at the start. Yeah.
And do something.
And do something. Yeah, and 3 hasn't even gone yet, so... Lucian, why don't you do the honors of giving me that D10? Let's see what this creature does. What do I want? I want a 9 or a 10. Ooh, I don't think I want a 1.
I don't think you want a 1.
Creature uses all its movement to move in a random direction. Determine the direction, roll a D8, and assign a direction to each die face. So let's go 1 north, 5 south, diagonals and everything, kind of in the middle.
So what is 2? North.
2 is northeast, 3 is
Okay.
east. I assumed you'd be able to infer the rest of them once I set them up. So 2 is northeast, yeah. So let's see, does it move as far? What does it do? Uses all its movement to move in a random direction. Okay, what Io and Rai notice is that it moves. It does the collapse into sand thing, but then you see it kind of shift and actually move. What you thought was just like a pillar right here. There's like a little crack, and it seems to reappear in a little outer like hallway on the edge. But I didn't have to like squeeze or anything because, like I said, it can do the sand shifting thing. Then it gets to repeat the save, I believe, at the end of its turn. And it does take an action this turn. Okay, so that shut that one down. Repeat the save. Still confused.
Your DC is a 17?
That's
Dear
monstrous,
Lord.
man. I got 2 sorcerers and a bard. Feel my pain. For the first like 2 fights of this adventuring day, he was like, fucking wall of force, let's trample everybody, let's go. I was like, oh no. But now we're getting good. Now I have to spend all the spell slots. Alright, give me another D10, Lucian. Another confusion spell. Going off on number 1 here. 7. The creature uses its action to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within its reach. If there's no creature within its reach, the creature does nothing this turn. Its melee attack is just within 5 feet. So it looks around and kind of swipes at the air very suddenly, doing its creepy like animation lunging thing, but nothing otherwise happens. Effectively shut down both their turns.
Shut down, yeah.
All right, Rackish, you've got an injured...
You need to remake the wisdom save, right?
Yes, thank you.
See if he's still confused.
Yeah, yes.
Still confused.
Yeah, that is nailing him to the wall.
All right, Rackish will continue applying pressure to this one here with his staff first. 24 for 13.
13. You satisfyingly just bash it or whatever. You're doing your staff, so you're still.
I'm like spinning the staff around. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and you kind of knock it at one of the sides. As you do that, the whole sand pile just suddenly collapses into nothing. But and at first you think it just did its disappearing move, but it never resurfaces.
Okay. Oh, and the one to the right of me here is a tornado of sand.
It's a tornado
of
sand, yeah.
I don't really want to go in there.
Yeah, you can't see it very well, and the sand looks kind of painful and nasty.
Yeah, so he's going to go up to number 1 up here instead.
Does that snap it out?
Do what?
Does that snap it out? If it's
Fusion.
attack?
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just the
damage on
concentration,
confusion?
or if it makes a save. Yeah, it doesn't say.
Okay, good, yeah. That's a good point. I don't want to
That is a
knock
good
him
one,
out of a control spell.
Right.
All right. Staff the second. Oh, that's not going
I
to
think a
work.
lot of nat 1s tonight. I don't
Yeah.
think no nat 20s and like 3 or 4 nat 1s so far.
And then I won't spend a key point this turn. I'll just use a regular bonus action unarmed strike.
It's feast or famine.
9.
9.
Yep.
Okay, this one looks very heavily injured, but sadly still confused. Okay, that one's dead. So we go to Iobear.
Owlbear sounds like a really cool app, by the way. It sounds like the newest iPhone app that I'd want to.
I saw what happened to Rye in the sandstorm, right? That he had to like fight through it.
Probably. You were close enough to be able to tell that he was in a bad shape, and then he had to kind of blast his way out of it.
Okay. I still think that he's probably the most dangerous in my head with that swirl up. So I'm gonna just go full force directly at him.
Okay.
I'm gonna charge into it, and I'm gonna take both of my attacks on him.
Nice. As soon as you charge in, I'm gonna need that strength save though. You immediately feel the effects start to try to like weigh you down and grab you. But you are just able to shake off the restraining effects of the sandstorm.
Okay. Do I have disadvantage on the attacks on him?
Yes, because he's still got the heavily obscured.
Okay.
Just it's annoying and hard as hell to hit somebody in the middle of the sandstorm.
All right, let me put disadvantage on. All right, I'm going with the bite first. Okay. Dang it!
I can't see
but it's
from
still a
around that
16.
corner.
I mean, 16 is still good. Yeah, 16 is gonna hit. I think we've seen lower ones hit.
Corey, what did you say?
I can't see from around this corner, correct?
I would let you see,
Maybe.
but I'm letting you know that 16 would hit if you were gonna do your clockwork thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm usually pretty generous with around the corner. Like you go into like what do they call it in third person shooters, where you're in cover, I guess, but you can still see. You like push a button to like lean. For 9, yep, this creature's looking really messed up.
All right, and then I'll just go with my claws, which is a 15.
15 also hits, despite the disadvantage of the sandstorm. You are coming at, god damn,
11
and you destroy it in 2 massive meaty hits.
Fair
And
power.
as it's destroyed, the sandstorm dissipates.
All right. I will use the rest of my movement to come up here and hopefully get the attention of this one. And that is my turn.
All right, that one is dead. You guys are doing this perfectly on initiative too. Rye.
I'm gonna slide over here, and I'm gonna fingerbolt that one. I mean, firebolt. Fingerbolt.
Finger gun firebolt.
That's right.
Finger gun fireball. 15 does hit.
Yes, good.
For 6.
6 fire damage. 6 on a 2d10.
Very sad. Nobody's more upset than me.
This one looks very badly beaten up now.
And that's my turn.
All right, Bahn in the corner.
I can see it. There's no obscuring thing.
There,
right?
no, it does not have a sandstorm up. Yep. In fact, your dissonant whisper caused it to lose its sandstorm when it retreated from you.
He says, you're nothing but a bunch of kitty litter.
It's so vicious. Now you make the save. That, god damn it! I better not have wasted that save on your stupid vicious mockery. I need those wisdom saves.
That's my action.
Lucian.
I'll pop around the corner. I'll cast it. Let's do a mind sliver. Intelligence saving.
It's not much better than wisdom. Nope.
Yeah.
9 damage.
And a D4 off his next save.
Sand leaks out of its ears. No, not a D4 off its save. I need those saves. All right. Give me a D10 for the ones I don't think you guys can see anymore.
4.
Do you mind showing it, or someone have to scroll up?
Or says
I'll just post it.
the creature doesn't move or take actions this turn.
It's just shut down.
Shut down.
All right. I don't think any of you even can tell what's going. Can Rye see it? I'm not sure who has visibility. Yeah, nobody can see. You don't see nor hear anything from that one. Oh yeah, they get a save for that one, which is still confused. And then this one, give me a D10.
Ooh, a 1.
Fuck me.
That's actually not. That's actually not great for us because that's the. Oh no, it's the move one. Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
The creature's alt movement to be in a random direction.
I thought it was the one where the attacks
Oh,
but
D8.
no.
It's about to
Yeah.
trigger all the attacks of opportunity.
It sure is.
1, 2, 3, 4 is southeast.
Runs right into a bear.
It runs. Well, it does. Well, actually, no, it doesn't attack. Remember, I said the way it moves, it goes to the sand,
Oh yeah.
and it specifically doesn't provoke opportunity attacks when it moves. Yeah.
Oh, great.
So it collapses into sand, disappears. 5.
We got our hopes up, and then
Yeah,
he dashed
10,
them.
15, 20. Basically ends up in this corner. And then I think that's all it does, though, right? When it does that, does anything else? And then it gets to make the save, but it has to subtract a D4. God damn it. So give me a D4 for the Mind Sliver.
Wow, that's actually a really good time to use that.
Oh my god, she's killing me. You're fucking killing me, Corey. Fuck. Oh,
the one time you would have made that save.
I know. Effectively shut down. Lucian's just like, no.
No.
Yeah. All right, Rackish. I'm gonna give Lucian a point of inspiration for effectively just shutting this fight fucking down. This one looks like it is nearly destroyed. By the way, the one that.
All right, that's the only one I can really see right now, so he'll go
Yeah.
after that one too. 12 bludgeoning.
You destroy that one.
Oh, okay. All right. Do I see the other one?
You tell
Or
me.
the
Do you see
move.
it on the? You've got.
Oh, I guess I do. It's over here. It's like
Yes.
I kind of sort of see.
Yes. Now that you're in that position, like you can see that's just. You think like maybe this pillar was added later or something. You're not quite sure why it would enter like into a little hallway on the side, but yeah, you see it's actually lurking there in the kind of outer hallway
Okay. Well, I'm still not sure I can make it. I can't quite make it in there.
with your
Can make it
massive
like-
monk speed.
Yep. I got 45, but I used 20 to get down to him, so I'll use 25 to get up to here or here. But I'll motion to the others that the sand creature went up that way.
That's not going to be great for Io Bear because that is a
No,
very tight.
you're not getting in there.
We always find ourselves in this situation. So he's pointing in this direction, up in this top right corner.
Yep.
But I see an opening here.
You do see an opening there, yeah.
Well, since I can't squeeze my big bare butt through that little opening, I'm going to move this way in hopes that I can see him looking through here,
Okay.
which I cannot.
Be known that she has opted to move deeper into the dungeon during a fight.
Procs the next room.
What you see in this room is the room is less sandy. Now you're realizing how sandy the other room was. The floor of this chamber is comprised of cracked and crumbling sandstone slabs. You see carvings of mourners bent over bodies lying on the ground, engraved in the walls. And in each area, you see that depiction of Anuk Akma kind of presiding over the processions. This whole area looks like it was maybe just for like gatherings, perhaps, but you don't see anything. There's no like furniture in here or anything like that. But there is a hallway that continues to the north also.
Okay. I will hold my action in the doorway. I'll just kind of move back a little bit and communicate to everyone that I can't squeeze. There's no,
Yeah.
it doesn't connect. But I will hold my action in case anything comes within proximity of me to attack.
Right.
Alright, Rye moves 15 feet this way so you can see it a little bit better. And he is going to cast Magma Spray.
Burn the glass.
Yeah.
Right.
A fountain of magma erupting from the ground.
Magma.
I
And
assume,
it like does it like turn over turn for a minute. So yeah, so he's got a DC, but he can't move, right? He's confused.
that is correct. He is confused. Are you doing it right underneath him, I assume?
Yeah. Yep. It's a
Right.
5 foot, like right at him,
Okay.
right where he's standing.
Creature in space takes 2d8 or have as much damage. And it happens now and then again when it ends its... Okay, so we'll do it. Oh, the saves are not on my side.
You saved against vicious mockery.
Fired it. That was my... Yeah, a good save roll.
One save of the night.
Yep, so it's got a flaming little miniature volcano spewing underneath it.
And if you can continue not to move, it just kind of kills.
Yeah, that would be not great. I forget what the odds of that are, but for some reason I've been rolling a lot of ones, or Lucian has, which has caused it to move. Usually I don't think they move. Bahn, you vaguely see your rest of the party kind of looking around this corner and flinging things.
If they're looking around that corner, I guess I'm gonna look around this corner.
Okay.
Let's see if I can see.
Yeah, you peer, and it appears to just be a long hallway. No sand creatures.
Yeah, that's gonna be my turn.
Lucian.
Step up there. Kind of hold.
Everybody's on Overwatch mode.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else?
No.
Okay. Give me that D10 for confusion. Because I don't. Magma doesn't hit it till the end, right? Enters or ends its turn there. Okay. Two. Doesn't move or take actions. All right, so this is fucking gnarly combo. So it is stunned in place, confused, swiping around at the walls, and this volcano burst just keeps on just churning underneath it. Which I guess it still makes a dex save or not. Creature enters turn there takes 3d8 fire damage or half as much damage as okay, so it gets another dex save. It's not smart enough to get out of the way, but I guess I could still try to avoid the fire. It does make a save, so it takes half damage. It takes 5 fire damage. But currently engulfed in flames erupting from beneath it, tries to do the wisdom save, and it is no longer confused.
Ah,
My goodness. But still
2 good saves in a row.
standing atop a magma pile. Yeah. Karma's come back around. But that was its turn, so now it's Rackish.
Approaching it, does it look like that magma pile's not gonna hit me, is it?
Let's see, how big is that? It's a 5-foot diameter. So that's the whole thing is 5 foot. So it covers the exact square that the Anubian is in.
Okay. So I could not step in the magma as I'm attacking.
I think so, yeah. It's not very comforting, though, to be near it.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Next to a sand creature while magma is flying out from the ground.
Yeah.
All right. 11's not gonna do anything.
You're really not. You're really trepidatious approaching the heat. This thing is... There's like glass forming in like parts of its body. You're like, I don't want to get...
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
12? You rolled
no?
a 1 and a 2. It doesn't have great AC, but you can't roll a 1 or a 2, my friend.
Nope. All right. Unarmed strike. 18.
18 will hit. You don't want to get your staff on fire. You're kind of...
That's it. It's a staff of flowers. There's flowers on it. He doesn't want to...
11 damage. It's looking pretty messed up.
I still got the tag on it.
Yeah. All right, he will actually use a Hand of Harm on that strike for 6 more necrotic.
Okay. With that strike, you finally put a hand on it and like clench your fist or whatever and channel your negative energy vibes, getting it out of your body and into its.
That's right.
And then it just suddenly like decrepifies in front of you and just falls into the magma, which continues to spurt, and little glass splinters shard the area, and you probably want to back up out of there.
Yep, jump away from that.
Yeah, while I was doing that. But it has been destroyed, and no other more of these creatures appear to come in there. Yeah, the magma turns off. Area is silent as a tomb.
Well, that was pretty gnarly, guys. I don't know.
Is this like a grave robbing deterrent system? Or is this the undead? I don't know these creatures. I didn't touch anything. I walked over here.
Yeah, Rackish, kind of what I told you earlier about these did look like a new Akma visages, and you might have heard. You might probably never seen one, but you might have heard of very lavish, expensive, rare users might be able to actually be blessed by Anu Akba and have these kind of guardians.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily think these creatures were like evil, for example.
Yeah.
It might have literally been like a security system.
Yeah. So they're like just trying to like guard the, the treasures and the spiritual energy of this temple, man. Like they're just trying to look out for the place. We're the ones like intruding on their turf,
Does that side have a hallway?
You hear, as you say that, Rackish, a voice. Bahn, you can feel an energy coming from these bones beside you, and a snarling, ghostly figure manifests out of a nearby pillar and screams, Rackish, when you start talking about that. And it says, "More tomb robbers! More thieves! Haven't you done enough damage to my family's tomb?" And then suddenly and like claws elongate and a snarl appears, and then the hellish voice figure kind of softens into that of a human male who appears suddenly sullen and dejected, and looks down and his like claws retract and appears more like hands. He says, "No, this is all my fault."
Yeah, it is.
That time suddenly
Did
took
you
the blame.
say it emanated from the bones?
There appears to yes, and then a creature kind of came out of like a pillar, and appears to be what appeared to be a monstrous, ghostly monster has now kind of coalesced into a more human-looking ghost. He's kind of hovering above the bones.
So who are you?
My name is Masudi Ilya, once proud son and scion of one of the finest families in Sual. Now, and he looks down and gestures at the bone pile.
You're not. Right?
I have returned because of the creature that dwells below.
The one that's raising all the dead, right?
The creature my brother and I trapped in here. Hubris it was. We thought to gain power or fame. We realized our mistake. Our companions betrayed us, leaving us for dead, trapped in here.
Bastards.
Fitting, I suppose. Death should have been a reprieve. Then, raiders, thieves, grave robbers entered here. They must have freed it. The creature, the lord of sand and death. I can feel his magic and his influence stirring within me. He wants me to rip out your throats. And you see the claws elongate and that monstrous snarl. And then he kind of softens a bit more. I think I killed one of them that escaped that way. And he points towards the way you guys came. I was overcome with rage. But now I feel sorrow and regret.
No, man, you did the right thing.
He deserved it, I'm sure.
You got to get that out. You can't keep that in.
Bad.
Do we that's the guy that we saw that we couldn't figure out how he died?
Perhaps.
Okay.
You did see a dead body laid out on the floor.
We did see it, yeah. A skeleton.
Bahn's hands up.
Mhm.
Don't, is there anything we can help you with? I think we've got the same goal.
Truly, why are you here?
to stop the thing that's
You are-
raising.
You are armed like grave robbers. You carry magic and power. Why are you here?
The undead are attacking my city.
You mean Sual?
I'm from a city you probably haven't heard of before, Sobek. It's newer. The important thing is that the agreement between the living and the dead has been broken. The undead aren't holding up their side anymore. So we're coming to fix that problem. We don't really want your treasure unless it's really cool. Then I might want it, but
You could say he twitches when you talk about, like, even talking about getting treasure.
just being honest.
Yeah.
No use in lying.
Perhaps the king's influence has grown so much as to attract more followers. There has been more activity in the tomb.
Now, you've thrown a lot of names around. You said the Lord of Sand and Death, and you said the King. Are we all talking about the same person still?
Has many names. He is a mastery of death.
And this is he'll look up at Rackish. He'll be like, "And this is you're a new Akbar. I mean, not the wrong. You're what is it? A new.
I don't. I knew a new Akbar, man. No, I don't think so. Like he's like a deity, of like ushering people into the afterlife like peacefully. This sounds like way gnarlier than that. This sounds like something else.
It's right. This is the Ghul King. He just defiled Anu Akma's precious temple. Though many of the guards and wards are still active. I see you all have destroyed some of them. He looks, kind of glares at you all.
Self-defense. They
Yeah,
shot first.
they attacked first.
Yeah.
So, what other type of traps are in this place?
You said you are here to destroy the Ghul King.
Oh yeah, you should come with us. You should come help.
Do not lie to me, creature. I will rip out your throat and feast on your soul.
Io takes a step closer.
Bond says, "Look, usually I would lie to your face, and I wouldn't have a
Very
problem
shaking
with
her
it."
head,
I
yes.
have been betrayed before. I will not be betrayed again.
Right? Yeah. No, you should just totally come with us so that you can watch us do the same thing.
You speak wise words. I've been overcome with rage in the past. Justified sometimes. I watched as they butchered my brother. The blood pooling from his mouth.
What was your brother's name?
He thinks for a second. Makani. I have almost forgotten. Dear Makani. He must be in here as well.
Let's go find him and avenge him.
There were, he thinks for a moment, there were 4 that came in. They bested all the traps and guards. They must have. And when I awoke, I could feel it. It was because of the Ghul King. Has the power of reanimation. Brought back many of the dead interred here, and his power only grows. We were able to trap it, but these others must have freed it. I did not see any of the others escape, however, they must be down here as well. I do not venture much deeper into the bowels of the crypt. I feel the Ghoul King's power over me grow stronger. I am a coward.
When you say deeper, do you mean further in or lower down?
It's an up staircase, right?
Kind of looks at you quizzically. Says, deeper down, yes. There is another level beneath this one. We trapped it in a special chamber. He thinks for a moment, I have not seen the Ghoul King up here. Perhaps he is still trapped somehow. And yet, his power leaks out. The stairs going down. He gestures to the middle path that kind of Io you were down. Straight ahead. North. In, let's see, what is this room? In the chapel. Beware of the rugs on the floor. Move quickly through them. Do not linger. Another ward against tomb raiders. The outer walls and chambers hold more of the dead. I would be cautious. I can feel many of them stirring.
As in, like, we should try to collapse these pillars to block off the way? Like you're saying, it's further down this narrow hallway,
Not
right?
deface the temple.
Oh, no. You're right.
Do not defile. Do not steal.
If we if we go downstairs and are there more of these sand things waiting for us?
No. But he thinks for a moment. It has been so long. I do not recall the other wards.
That's inconvenient.
So, and the special chamber that you trapped the Ghoul King in, how's that work?
He nods. My brother and I purchased a containment urn inscribed with magical glyphs that could bind and trap a powerful creature. We lured it into this tomb with a group. The urn was successful, bound forever to the Ghoul King, and we were able to contain within. As soon as we did, the entire group turned on each other, each wanting this creature and its power for themselves. As my brother lay dying, I fought and I killed, and you see him get more monstrous, until there were none left. And then he kind of shrinks back into himself. suffered a mortal wound, and I could not make it out. I could only imagine my mother's pain, my father's disappointment. He probably had the tomb sealed. A permanent burial. Ancestors, forgive me. It's possible the urn is still there.
Is there a way to seal it back up? If the cork's been popped?
If it is undamaged, yes. But, and he slams a fist against a pillar which just goes through it. Do not try to trap the creature. Its pull is evil. Its influence leaks out. You need to destroy it fully and the urn. Only then can it be permanently erased.
Cool.
Promise me, little one. You will destroy it. Or you will watch your group tear each other apart.
No, they really like me. Cool. So I don't think that's a problem. Are you staying here though? You don't want to come with us and just like give us advice while we're proceeding? Or do you think you like could go all psycho and kill us when you're too close to it?
Yeah. It's like, do you want... he kind of appears taken aback, but like in a good way. Like you would actually like want him around. As you invite me to join you.
Bahn kind of like doesn't even look at anybody else.
You know I have killed. He looks at his hands, though the regular hands right now. There's so much blood.
Yeah, man. Like, add it to the list.
Ain't no casting stones around here.
You're not a bad man. You're just like in a toxic relationship.
Know what that means.
But
very well.
Do you have something that like cools you back down though? It's like something from your family or like a family crest or something that we can just like show you to be like, yo, we're cool.
Find my brother. That's all I care about now. I just need to know that he is okay. But
yeah,
I warn you, I will not venture to the depths below while the king's power continues to affect the dead. I would not trust myself.
Right. How far out is that last chamber?
A ways. Like it looks it's pretty far. I can see pretty far. I don't know why I can see so far.
Is you like super shadow fade dark vision? I don't know.
Like
yeah, maybe just 120 feet at least to the back wall.
Okay, cool.
Do looks like there's like upstairs right there.
Just like 2 seconds.
Maybe push the button. I'm gonna tap the sign.
Just let me talk to my friends about your situation real quick too. And like he's like slowly turning and just kind of backstepping so he doesn't get like clawed in the back or anything.
Sure. Sidebar.
Yeah. And he's like, so I mean, I think you all heard it, but I was kind of thinking that we might be able to like use his knowledge of the area, but I'm kind of thinking that if he can't come down to the next level, like we're just heading there anyway. Got to find his brother. What do you guys think?
Yeah, man, we've seen people like this at the monastery before. Like, he's got like some problems with like it's kind of like an addiction, you know? Like, and we don't want to put him in a position where like he's exposed to it. So I don't think we should. I don't think we should put him in that kind of position.
He did say don't touch anything and leap over the rugs. So,
Well, that's pretty good advice.
I think if he wants to come along, it's hard to understand if there's like more threats or if we just can like beeline it to the stairs.
What more could there
Masubi.
be?
Yeah, Masubi. What, are there more like threats in there other than the rugs? Like, should we just go straight there? I mean,
There
because we
is-
can't touch anything here, right? Like,
There
you're not
is-
giving away anything.
There is danger surrounds us always.
Cryptic.
Yeah, exactly.
This
That's ominous.
was a tomb of peace, of rest. Now it has become an epicenter of evil. I would advise you to watch every step.
Okay, yeah, we'll find your brother.
Brother might be just as mad.
Oh yeah, actually, is there anything that we can tell your brother that'll get him to be cool with us? Something only he would know you knew. Makani, right?
His name may be lost to him, and may bring him to himself. You can invoke my name as well, Masudi, his brother. If you need to tell the story that I said of our mission, a foolish one, to trap the Ghoul King, but only to succeed at such a feat and be killed by our fellow man. The bitter irony of it. I also fear he may have fallen under the king's sway. He just sighs for a long moment. Hope to Anu Akma that you are able to make him see reason. Do not kill my brother again.
Let's say like, aren't you dead? Isn't your brother also dead?
Yeah.
Isn't everybody here dead?
I have just as much rights as you.
Is there like a
I think that's true.
is there like a common way that they show reverence in Sual? Is it like has it been obvious as I've interacted with other people?
Like just a generic like
Where you may bow or something like that, or like is there like a hand movement or something that they do?
You probably would have picked something like Snips would know better being the local. But yeah, you probably would have picked up some kind of a gesture, maybe some kind of sign that would be like the equivalent of like sign of the cross or something, but for, their local gods and everything. So I don't know what that would be, but that's probably a good point. There would be some local,
Yeah, like that lady
gesture.
that we talked to just before coming in here.
Yeah.
The group under lady. Whatever thing that is, he'll try to do it and then just kind of like nod his head and say,
Okay. He seems to enjoy that little bit of respect. And you can see he becomes, as you have this conversation, he seems to become more human-like. You haven't seen him like explode into a monstrous form before, and he seems to become more himself. He says, Thank you for your respect, though you all dress so strangely and speak so oddly. But Sual was always a port for many ships. And my family always worked with so many peoples. And I hold your great cultures with high respect and interest. And thank you for respecting mine. I do wish you good luck. If you succeed, perhaps I will be put to rest. I'm not sure how that works.
Mechanics are
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is permanent or not. You all, if you want, could get a short rest on. I know some of you took a little bit of damage, and you do have a ring to identify.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I'll cast ritual or the ritual part of detect magic just to make sure, like, that it's worth spending time on too.
The ring does appear magical. Yeah.
Okay. My last hit dice.
Really? Wow.
So my protection spell would drop because that lasts for 10 minutes. So
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen Chris. We had him roll a couple zeros on his hit dice because I mentioned Bahn has a negative modifier.
What?
A negative
Just
modifier.
a 0?
Yeah. I did forget,
Wowzers.
and I fixed it later. It's not as funny as it was at first. I do have a magic item that is the Periat of Wound
Oh,
Closure.
that's right. Yeah.
And so when I roll a hit dice, I regain hit points. I double the number of hit points it restores. So instead of one, I got 2 hit.
But if you roll a 0, is it still 0?
That's the math.
That's the math. It's like when you take a nap and you wake up and you're just still like groggy. And
Yeah, like I
any
feel
better.
worse.
Yeah. The ring is a ring of protection. Requires attunement, but you gain a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws.
who has a slot for that?
It's actually a lot of attunement slots between all of you because I am blessed with having a ton of party members. So even though I get a lot of magic items out, people still have plenty of slots. Just real quick, Alaric has 1 slot. Bahn has 1 slot. Io has 2 slots. Kovac has 2 slots. Lucian actually has 0. Nam has 2 slots. Rai has 1 slot. Snips has all 3 slots. And Torben has 1 slot. And Rackish has 3, obviously. In terms of open attunement slots.
But I mean, Rai's the only person that like understands what this thing does right now, right?
Who picked up the ring, I guess.
Was it Rai or Lucian?
I've always been very open with, like, as long as you guys wait to identify it on a rest, you can then give it to whoever you want and they can attune to it. I'm never very strict about that. But this is a tricky one because literally everybody can benefit from this item.
I think some people
Okay.
have things that are similar to it already, though, right? Like somebody
have
in
a
the group
cloak
has a
protection.
cloak, right?
Lucian has a cloak of protection. Io has a +1 shield. Trying to look through. I don't think Bahn's got a ring of poison resistance.
That would have been real handy. You know who we should give it to? Is we should give it to Rackish with all that acupuncture and his amazing.
Still trying to pay him off. Bahn is not like owing people for anything. It's like,
He wants to feel even. He wants to feel like the debt is settled.
yeah.
Doesn't want it hanging over him.
Well, Bahn, what's your AC?
16.
You should take
Man.
it. You should take it.
You should still take it.
You do get hit a lot.
Yeah.
Do you want the ring of poison resistance as a trait?
I can't wait to blast you with 1,000,000 poison damage after you take that ring off. I don't think he's ever been hit with poison resistance since he's had it, but it's like it's because you're wearing the ring that you haven't been hit by the poison.
Right.
That's how this
Yeah.
works, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you take it off, that's when the cloud kill comes out.
Yep.
Go once, go twice, gone. Okay, thanks.
You can wear multiple rings. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like you've got the attunement slot if you just want to.
Sitting there like Tom Brady.
Rings. I think Bahn would
Look
be
at my
flashing the bling like
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's nice looking. I mean, you saw the picture. It's
Mhm.
very nice. All right, so Bahn's got the ring. You all short rest. Kind of probably during the chat with the ghost, so he's not awkwardly just sitting there. But we'll say while you're having that conversation.
Watching a short rest. Well, yes, we'll avenge your brother, but we're gonna sit here in front of you for an hour.
Yeah.
We'll get right on it.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Now for a snack. Yeah, you guys got the large empty chambers, it looked like, to the north. Or I can already kind of see pretty far in there.
And he said the fastest way was to the end. And then you'll
He
say
said
that
he
we
said
saw-
the
we used
chapel.
steps.
Yeah, he said straight north is the chapel, and then the chapel there's stairs going down.
But we haven't explored these side.
You have
Hallways
not,
either,
and
right?
the only thing he
Okay.
said was that there were a lot of dead buried in the side,
Oh, okay.
and he just kind of
That
warned
might-
you that he even feels them stirring.
Okay, that might be bad.
This room is also quite empty. More cracked and crumbling sandstone slabs. And Io and also Rackish, you see on the eastern, just kind of as you glance around with your passive perception, you can see the eastern wall suddenly looks odd, and then it kind of melts away before your vision. You can tell it's just shimmering in place and illusory. And what you see behind it is just another 5 foot, like the real wall is 5 foot beyond it. And against the eastern side, there are 6 stone pillars. On top of each pillar is a golden idol, and each idol is holding a perfect gem. Like one's got a ruby, one's got an emerald, one's got a sapphire of different varieties. And there are heaps and piles of coins heaped around like the base of each of these pillars.
That's a trap.
It's admirable.
That's actually not the
Really?
Mad Max quote. I keep getting the Mad Max quote wrong. That's bait. Is from Mad Max. That's bait.
I would go here and I would be like, no.
Just like directing traffic.
No.
You were warned.
This way only.
Mm-hmm.
Rod's like, follow me. Let's go.
Yeah. Does any of the symbolism of the gems or the statues holding the gems, does it bear any reflection of Anu Akma's religion or anything like that?
You're racking your brain, Rackish, and you do not recall anything specific about this.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't.
All right.
I mean, the only thing you could know is that tombs were sites of grave robbing and exploring because people would leave gifts and treasure as like respectful gifts to the dead, and that might be part of the reason. Like you think, part of it's all like, you know, religious and spiritual and stuff, but also people put guards in place because these places were like fucking banks, like they were just full of valuables. And you don't want people, you know, they're just out here, like, you don't want people creeping up in here stealing all this very tantalizing loot that would be building, especially if you've got a mausoleum that's been here for centuries. Like, people just been leaving all their shit. all the time, it would be kind of a hot ticket.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not what Rackish is here for. He's not here for the gold.
Are you saying it's obvious to everybody, or only the people who had the higher passive perception?
Unless the other two communicate it, right now only Io and Rackish even see this. The rest of you just see a wall here.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, and just see Io suddenly like acting weird.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm just dancing. I'm just break dancing over here. Just, you know.
I've been temporarily possessed.
I think these rugs like come alive. Do we have anything heavy we can put on them first?
Yeah, you see dirty and tattered rugs lying scattered across a slightly smaller room to the north.
Do we think that these are the rugs that they talked about? I'm going to Misty Step to the other side.
He did say something like he warned you.
Don't stay on the rugs.
Yes,
right?
like don't linger on the rugs, move swiftly. Yeah, he said it was another ward. You see Rye disappear in a blink of what do we determine, like brimstone or gunsmoke or something, and gunpowder.
Yeah.
And then reappear to the north side, and nothing seems to happen. Just kind of a little bit of wind shifts and sand shifts. Rye to the north, you see that there is dirt and sand heaped all around this area, though primarily in the edges. And there's just, it looks like a chapel, right? There's like pews and a little raised dais and then stairs, but everything is just ruined to shit. Like these things are crumbling, destroyed, even more so than any other room you've been in. This room has just been kind of battered, oddly so. You also see a lone, clearly looks like a zombie, just kind of wandering around aimlessly near the stairs. Hasn't noticed you at the moment.
And the firebolt it.
You say you're going to firebolt it?
You if you want to do that, you can.
I mean, I'm within range, and he doesn't move that fast, right? So,
Yeah.
from what I know about zombies,
What if it's the
I'd probably
brother?
get.
What?
Yeah. What if this is the brother?
All right, so I
Chirp, 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 chirp.
I try to quietly like step in and move out of the way so that Bahn can take a look. I said, "What do you think? You got a close look at the other guy. Resemblance?
Is there a family resemblance
See the resemblance.
between the ghost and the zombie?
So I'd like to think that you've shot enough stuff near Bahn that Bahn already gets like he sees your hand start to go down, like to like he's like whoa 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 whoa.
And it's
And
not like being near Rye. Somebody gunshot ringing in his ears.
I'll dash across the things.
Okay. You hurry across, and again, you just see kind of like a little bit of dust and stuff kick around the rugs, but otherwise nothing happens.
And I'll kind of like come to a slide, and I'll be like, "No, I don't think so." But we can talk to it first, maybe. And
as you run into the place and like kick a bunch of sand and stuff, you see the zombie's head like twirl around and go, "Urgh." And it begins to take a few steps forward. And as it does, and you see the zombie is obviously a zombie, but it's dressed in clothing that appears modern. Like you
so
would,
not like regal funerary clothes.
correct. It's like somebody you would see on the streets of Sewell.
Yeah.
And as it's lurching towards you, a sandstorm suddenly begins to manifest in this room as you can feel like this energy coming from below and begins to whirl and twirl in this room. And I think that is where we are going to call tonight's session. So I get to my ending spiel. There it is. All right, that's where we're going to end our episode of Empire of the Ghouls. Thank you to...
Should have firebolted the zombie.
Should have fireballed the zombie. But I appreciate the hesitation there. That was good. Thank you to Brandon, Christopher, Corey, Dory, and big thank you to special guest Chris, who came on kind of near the last minute and didn't even hesitate to jump in and join this awesome group. So we very much appreciate you. Thank you as well to all the patrons for making these sessions happen. Shout out to Platinum patrons Joe, Will, Thomas, Stan, Brennan, Genocider, Eclectic, Roleplayer, Christopher, Corey, Big Nut, John F, John L, Eric, Tyler, Nathan, Camp Crystal Lake Counselor, Andrew, Dale, The Reldron, Captain Woody 79, Stephanie, Andy, Patrick, Jason, Ismail, Amit, Lumpy Spuds, Koi, and Sharny, and Gold patrons RPG, Peppercrabs, Pretty Boy, and Yuma, The Lizard Lounge, Sam, Jerome, Nathan, Fast Like a Tortoise, Scott Ruffus, Carolyn, Jerry, Thomas, Glenn, and Marcus. Thank you all very much for your support. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for the game.
Bye.
And Chris, just to let you know, we do hang around after to chat.
Okay.
Give you a quick warning.
Boy, I feel like I'm getting married.
Well, that zombie's walking down the chapel aisle, so they're mentioning it as a female zombie.